Well, good day, viewers. Good day, viewers. Well, it's a bit windy, but I'm at Gallina Motocross Park here at Brakwater, where we have the exciting Leg 5 National Motocross Championship that's taking place. As you can see, there's a race that's already underway, so it's a bit loudish, it's a bit windy, but it is a beautiful day out indeed. So if you aren't here, don't worry, NTV has got you covered. So tune in, stay tuned. As you can see, I'm dressed for the occasion today, so I won't be doing a lot of talking. Tillman and his co-commentator will run us through the program today. As you can see, it's beautiful. The Gies is here, we are here, so please do stay tuned for a beautiful event.
This May, choose brand new. Choose drama and deceit.
I'm very attracted to you. Oh. Would you be interested in having an affair?
Choose fights and fallouts.
I won, and that was right.
I brought the heat.
I mean, I'm gonna destroy you.
Choose truth and discovery.
I miss her every day. I see her every day.
Choose fresh shows, series, and original entertainment. This May, choose brand new. Choose DSTV.
Welcome to Gallina Park. We're having a view. Check at last year's National Championship here at Gallina.
It already started as early as 7:45 this morning with the open vets, the 50cc, the 65cc, the Clubmans, the 125cc, junior, senior, 85cc, and the women MX racers competing and practicing before they started competing. Now the track is well set up with all the turns, jumps and obstacles to match international standards, and the 50cc class where Carla Brandt will for now be the only girl competing against fast and talented boys, which include brothers De Wet, age 7, and Jalmar Duplessis, who is 5 years old, and Johan Steenkamp. All of them from Swakopmund will take to the track first. One took place with the 50cc racing 10 laps, the 125cc junior seniors racing 7 laps, the 85cc racing 5 laps, the 65cc class racing 5 laps, the open class racing 8 laps, the women MX racers doing 5 laps, and the Clubmans doing 5 laps, as well as the vets doing 8 laps. And this is action from the 65cc class. Ten laps of racing. That's the king of the dirt. We are deciding who is the toughest of these riders.
started racing motocross and riding in 2015. Actually quite a funny story, a couple of years before that, my dad always had street bikes, never really motocross or dirt bikes, but I had a KTM, actually we got it from Matthew, who's also raced and is a big part of why I'm racing nowadays.
And then Johan the First in the third place. In the 65cc class, we had the vet Duplessis, followed by Kian Kotze.
I haven't been doing too much training. My fitness isn't up there, and I thought the track's going to get pretty rough, which it did. And then starting off with the MX Open class, I decided to really give it my all since it's my last race before I head overseas for university. So I literally just put my mind to it and decided today's the day we're going to get it done. And then, so I won or whole shot at both heats and then took the lead from there. And then that was in my MX Open category. And then in 1 to 5, did the same thing, just carried the lead from the beginning. And then in King of the Dirt, that was probably the most exciting race of my life. Because I had the smallest bike, or one of the smallest bikes in that group, and the excitement, I was just thrilled. It was amazing.
So what's the secret of your success, Leah?
Nah, there's no secret. There's hard work and talent put together. That's what's going to get you places.
Any other MX events you want to do?
No, of course, like I want to carry on with the sport because my parents have been supporting me the whole way through, so I can't let them down now. And we'll see what the future has for me.
You mentioned your parents. Are there any fans, any message to the youngsters out there?
Just keep training and put your head to it. You can do whatever you want once you put your head to it. So there's no real secret to the sport. It's just hard work, dedication, and effort.
Weer eens hartlike welkom by my Tielman van Lille. Kommentaar, ons bleef 'n bietjie kommentaar hier by Gallina en saam met my is die MX legende, Dakar legende, Eco Africa, Ingo Wald-Smit. Ingo, welkom hier by ons.
Baie dankie.
Ingo, Ingo, ons gaan 'n bietjie na highlights kyk van laas jaar hierso by Gallina. Die vorige highlights was van by Swakopmund gewees.
Yes, ja. Ja nee, dit lyk bykie. Ek het dit nog nooit om eerlik te wees van die lug af gesien nie. So it's quite amazing to see the action here.
Ingo, dit jaagwerk. JC, welkom by ons.
Thank you so much, Silman. Thank you for welcoming me here today. Well, beautiful images that we can see here at the Gallina motocross track racing, and of course, I already had a few chats with a few people there, and you can see the excitement in the place today. They're saying that the track is wonderful, it is wet, and this is perfectly fitted for beautiful track racing. Well, Tillman, it is indeed my first time being here at such an event and such an occasion.
We've got a beautiful aerial shot here from our super view from the drone. Number 338. And we got number 88, Johan van Wyk. Hulle geniet dit vreeslik, jy weet. Dit is nie net, dit gaan nie net oor wen vir hierdie jong seuns en dogters nie.
Hier kom hy. Steady. Off they go. Off they go. Wonderful, wonderful.
I was minder gesout. He's more less experienced and so on. So that's why the other guy is passing him.
Because this is here they go, off they go. Another exciting. Wow! What a start from the boys. What a start taking on the lead.
Jesse, let me quickly check how many laps they're doing. Hulle doen 5. Hulle doen ook 5 rondes soos die groter 85cc klas.
Limba Muketami, how have you enjoyed today's races?
Oh well, Jesse, man, it's my first time as well being at the motocross.
Most racing can compare to something as intriguing as this, as risky as this. You saw there some of the guys taking a heavy fall.
We had the vet Duplessis, followed by Kian Kotze.
Be engaging the muscles in your legs and arms as well as increasing your heart rate. That's what's happening right now with this cyclist turning a turn, and what a race. They have started on fire. And one of the riders, I think, fell. Look at that. Brilliant footage there.
Nou gaan ons 'n bietjie na 'n onderhoud kyk wat ek vroeër vandag week met Ingo gevoer het.
I'm here with Mr. Ingo Waldschmidt of Gallina MX Park, organizer and stalwart and legend himself. Ingo, today's leg 5.
Yes.
It's going to be contested from very young riders, as how young, 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, well, the 50 riders, I think the age group, we've got two different ones, junior and senior. The little ones, I think, start from 4 years on to 7, they can ride juniors, and then from 7 to, I think, 9 years old, they can ride in the senior 50 class, before they have to move up to the 65cc class. Then we still got the 85cc class, 125 junior, and then the senior classes start. That's then, as soon as you're over 18, then you are called a senior.
For the 125cc's or in general?
You got a 125 junior class, which is, I think, from 16 to 18, and then once you're over 18, you can still ride 125, but then you would be riding in the 125 senior class.
But currently there's no 1 to 5 seniors.
No, unfortunately we've got one rider who's been riding, and he hurt himself, so he's not riding.
Not riding at
It
the
used to
moment.
be a very popular class years back, and now, you know, since the 4-strokes has come in and stuff, people have been basically riding more bigger bikes and yeah, going for 450s and 350s. So that's a popular bike.
Okay, Inge, this is leg 5. There's 10 planned for this year, but that's not always possible. So you've got a few left.
Yeah, the thing is the riders have been approaching us, especially after COVID. You know, I think in the COVID time there was obviously a lot more riding possible due to people, you know, being confined to their spaces, and so people had a lot more time to go and biking. And then they approached us and said, "Listen, guys, because we normally only did 6 in a year," and I said, "You know, the sport is so expensive. You've got to lay out so much money to buy a bike and stuff. Can't we make more?" And we then went to 8, and then last year they said we want even more, so we went to 10. But we'll see how it pans out over the rest of the year, because yeah, it's difficult, especially for us organizers. You know, these events cost money. You need to find sponsors to cover your costs on the race day, and yeah, we'll basically, I think after this season is done, we will decide again if 10 was a really, you know, if that was a good idea or not. You know.
Yeah, Inge, the venues for the MX National Championships is Swakopmund, Omaruru, yeah, Gallina itself, and Gubabas. That's the 4.
The 4, yeah.
Inge, lastly but not the least, MX is in a good space. It's healthy, although would love to have more numbers, but it's
yeah,
good.
It's today, unfortunately, we've only got 35 entrants, which is the lowest. We never had such a low number before, and I think it's due to the holidays that are at the moment on. People have gone away with their kids, and you know, you would also think about it that way. With the 10 events that we spoke about it just now, you can actually throw 2 of them away. So you can ride all 10, but your worst scores from 2 races, we will basically take them away. So, for instance, like a holiday, if parents want to take their kids, you know, go away or something, that they've still got a chance to you know, to have a chance in the championship. And that's what a lot of people also do. They say, okay, let's skip this one because we can anyway throw 2 away. So,
Inge, thank you very much for your time. We're over our limit here, but
yeah.
It's all good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now we're going to have a look at some interviews I did earlier this week with the younger participants and 2 vet riders as well.
Good morning. We're here at Gallina. Sorry, the sun is a bit awful. What is your name?
Mason.
Mason. And you're looking forward to this day, as always, eh? This bike of yours, I believe it is a what?
KTM.
KTM! 50cc. And you're racing in a 50 junior class.
Yeah.
How long have you been racing?
Just started now. This year?
You started this year?
Yes.
And you're doing that well? Yeah, then you have heaps of talent, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, you're racing against whom today, do you know?
Carter.
Carter. Is Carter in the vicinity? Let me see. I believe that's Carter in some family. Are you going to give them a bit of a challenge? I hope so, no? Listen, you must enjoy it. And you're going to be on TV on today as well. So super racing.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, eh?
Okay.
Number 38, Carter Bauer. Welcome to NTV. We're at Gallina today. What's your take on the flag of the championship?
Second, I think.
I have to speak up a little, sorry.
Second.
Are you second? And you obviously racing, is it in the what class?
50cc.
Junior?
Senior.
Senior. You're getting too fast for the other guys, eh? Yeah. Listen, this gas motorbike of yours, where is it coming from? Which
Africa.
So, which country? Who's the manufacturer of the gas bikes?
I don't know.
Don't you know? Austria.
Yeah.
Where KTM is coming from. Carter, thank you very much for your time, and you must give the guys all your best and enjoy it. That's the most important part. And don't fall. If you fall, doesn't matter. It's the way you pick yourself up and go forward. Thank you. Like 5, Gallina National Championship. I'm here with Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Introduce yourself quickly, please.
My name is Connor Bauer and I'm 10 years old.
And you're 10 years old?
Yes.
Excellent stuff. You're racing in the 65cc class?
Yes.
Very competitive as well.
Yeah, it's really hard sometimes.
Okay, tell me, who are you going to be today?
I'm really trying to get first place and I will see if I can maybe get first place.
And tell me, where are you on the championships points wise? Do you know?
I'm second place.
Are you second?
Yes.
And who's in the first place?
Patrick.
So you have to mix it up today.
Yeah.
And give him a good run for his money.
Ja, ja.
Baie dankie vir jou tyd and enjoy the race.
Thank you.
Mr. Jerry Jacobs from the Namibian Motorsport Federation, NMSF, welcome here to Gallina, leg 5 of the National Motocross Championships. It's been a little. When was your last visit here?
2019.
And then the COVID and everything come buggered up the whole sports scene. Derek, what is your role here today?
I was invited today as an observer just to come and have a look. The Namibian Motorsport Federation goes to all the events of all the different codes just to see that everything is okay and that the rules are being applied, and if there's any problems we try and address it and make the sport better and improve it for everybody.
Derek, the track here at Gallina, it's in a superb state, condition, a lot of attention and detail with the jumps and the camel arms and so on. What is your view on that?
Yes, since I last visited the track, a lot of work has been done. The facility is looking good. The standard has improved, and I think there's a reason why it's been done, because we are looking at inviting the Motocross Africa Cup of Nations to Namibia in 2 years' time. So it's a long-term goal, and the preparation has started now already. And having said that, Namibia will be sending a team to South Africa in August to the Motocross Africa Cup of Nations to represent Namibia in August.
How many members in the team?
At this moment there's 20. The deadline is gone past already, but I think there's still 1 or 2 slots available in the team to go with to Cape Town.
Derek, thank you very much. Enjoy the MX, and we'll have a chat later on in the commentary box.
Thank you.
Get your glow on with brand new shows on GoTV. It's your turn to sparkle in the kitchen with the help of Chef Asisipo.
Reserve your seat at the table and let's get cooking.
In this blazing hot new movie, the search for a missing daughter exposes devastating family secrets in Gurgram. And go on a dazzling new adventure with the heroic Prince Ivanhoe.
What is a hero without his sword?
Get your shine on with GoTV. Love it.
Ingo, today we are here back at Gallina, and the watering of the track is a very important part of those races.
Yeah, you see, when we prep the track, like we say, it's basically we digging up the dirt with basically we were first like do it with a grader to go and get the straights as flat as possible, and then I'll come back and basically bring a front end loader to shape the jumps and everything. But with that, with moving the dirt back and forth, you make it very loose, and you have to put water on, otherwise the dust would be so extreme. And obviously, for the riders, they want that perfect traction on the track, and you only get that if you put the water down. And if you watch the guys, the amount of water that we put on. Actually, Tillman asked me earlier how much water do we on a day pour out here, and a rough guess, we must probably use close to 100,000 liters over the weekend to try and get this track in such a wet condition that it doesn't get dusty.
Yeah, Inge, you guys starting watering here on the Friday, the day before the race.
Yes. Yeah.
And not only on the day of the races.
Yeah.
And just to put om die mense gerus te stel, dit is nie drinkwater nie, hoor, dit is grys water wat gespuit word. Dit sal 'n doodsonde wees om drinkwater hier te spuit. Ingo, the track, you changed the track last year, January, I believe, if I remember correctly. You changed the track dramatically. Hundreds of thousands of tons of soil was shifted and new humps was built and so on. Tell us more about it, please.
Yeah, we've basically been riding on Gallina, we basically always rode in an anti-clockwise direction, and I just decided, just to make things nicer and differently for a change, why don't we go back to clockwise? We've never ridden this track clockwise, so that's where that meant, we had to really move a lot of dirt and shift en gaan aan, en wow, dit naweke na naweke gevat om die baan in so 'n kondisie te kry.
Ingo, jy het hierdie jaar ook verander aan die baan nie.
Ja, hierdie jaar nie so baie, ek probeer so bietjie altyd te verander, want dit maak dit net vir die ryers is dit natuurlik ook iets besonders om altyd weer hier en dan met 'n nuwe baan te ry, né?
Ingo, ja, dit is vandag die leg 5 of the National MX Championships. And the next one will be where? Gobabis, Omaruru, or Swakop? Do you know?
Now, the last one was in Gobabis, and now we've got actually this one. The next one is in Gallina again, and after that, then we go down to Omaruru.
Yeah, the initial plan was to have 10 legs this year, but the riders can. Okay, and now we've got the bikes in the gates.
Yeah.
Ingo, take us through that, please.
Yeah, we've got basically the veterans riders. That's an age group, basically the more experienced riders, the older riders, and then the open class, all back to basically on the line. They're all riding in one class, but they get scored separately, due to the fact that we don't have enough riders. Today we basically combine classes just to make it a bit more interesting. And yeah, the hot shot on the line there is the 259. That's Mark Sternhagel on his KTM, and number 7 is a Vets rider. That is where do I have his number now? Tony Viljoen, and Tony's been riding also for a long time already. And then we've got Uwe Sternhagel on the 21. Then we've got Heiko Stranghörner on the 273. He is an open rider. Next to him, a veterans rider is the 83 of Ziggy Puck. Then next to Ziggy is his brother. That's I think the 83, if I'm not mistaken. That's Olaf Puck. No, the 85. And then next to him, we've got Roland Geiger on the 95. Sorry, Tilman, to distinguish the two different classes, basically they've got a different background on their number plates. The guys with the yellow backgrounds are the senior riders, the vets riders, and the white number plate are the open riders.
In you to qualify to ride in the vets class, you must be 33 years.
I think 35 and older, you qualify to be a vet, and everything underneath that is then an open rider.
Okay.
You see, Joanna Engels, our clock of the course, she does the start as well. You see, she's got a 5 or 15-second board. It's a board that she'll flip. On the one side is the 15, on the other the 5. She'll basically get them under starting orders and then show the riders the 15-second board. That means 15 seconds to go. And then once she flips that board to 5, they're under starting orders, and that means that the starting gate can basically drop anything between 5 and 10 seconds. You see them all looking down, focusing on the gate, and there we go.
This is top action. This is the top dogs.
We've got Marky out in front. He's on the 259, followed by Uwe Sternagel, his younger cousin, I think.
Yeah, that's a cousin of Mark.
It's cousin, yeah.
The viewers kan gerus 'n oog op 295 hou. Dit is Mark Sternagel en Uwe is sy neef net agter hom. Uwe is ook 'n welkome terugkeer tot MX gemaak hierdie jaar en hy het ook groot kampioenskappe gery in Suid-Afrika. So dit is die ouens wat vir ons groot genot gaan verskaf.
Ja. Om so by te sê, Uwe was een van die enigste ryers wat ons ek weet nie presies wat se jaar dit was, maar dit was goeie 15 jaar terug was daar 'n motocross GP, World Championship rond in Sun City. En daar het hy ons verteenwoordig vir Namibië toe hy daar gery het. En kort daarna het hy basies sy boots opgehang en opgehou bike te ry. So, dis goed om hom weer terug te sien op die bike.
Ja, Ingo, ja, ek dink Uwe het vir my gesê hy was 10 of 15 jaar wat hy glad nie gereis het nie.
Ja. Ja, hy het besig in die meantime nou besigheid van sy pa oorneem en weet jy, baie responsibilities en goed, so hy het maar net besluit daai tyd. Hy het ook, jy moet onthou, almal van die ryers, hulle begin van as hulle 4-5 jaar oud is. And like they say in English, sometime you will burn out and you will lose interest, and there becomes other responsibilities in life that are more and more important. And ek dink dis iets wat met Uwe gebeur het. En maar daar's daai gogga wat jou byt, hy bly byt, so dat jy kan nie van 'n bike af so lank van 'n bike af bly. Ek persoonlik, ek dink nie ek sou dit kan hanteer nie. Die bike, ek en 'n bike, ons bly maatjies. Ons moet net gery word, dis al.
Ingo, ja, dis soos Maakie ook nou wat nie meer ernstig kompeterend ry nie. Ook ander verantwoordelikhede, werk, jy weet, daai tipe van ding.
Ja.
En nou ry maak ook maar net om dat die sport te geniet.
Ja.
Jy weet, as MX is, jy self gesê het, MX is in jou bloed is, it's a part and parcel of your DNA, and you can't stay off the bike itself.
Ja, en dis klomp werk om competerend te ry. Dis nie net van opklim en dink jy kan wen. Dit is baie practices wat jy moet doen. And then obviously you also got to be in the gym a lot to keep your fitness level up, and that commitment to go to gym and constantly try and outdo yourself is dis al iets op sy eie. En ja, en dis maklik as jy jong is. Dan het jy nog net skool om oor te worry. As jy begin werk en en jou eie geld te verdien, dan begin dinge heel anders te lyk, né? Dit is nie meer so maklik nie.
Weet jy, Ingo, ja, it's if you're still single, it's fine, but now you're getting married, soon there's a kid or two, and then you have to really juggle your responsibilities.
Yeah, and also the way if you get older, your worries that you're gonna get hurt. I mean, we all know how dangerous the sport can be, and you don't. That's always whenever you swing your leg over the bike, that's what you're worried about. That you're gonna take a tumble and hurt yourself, and if you are still living at home with your parents, it's a lot easier. But if you have to do everything for yourself, then you can't really afford to be in a hospital or on crutches or something like that, you know.
Yeah. Ingo, when did you stop riding MX?
I think it was in 2006 or 2007, roundabout there. I stopped riding motocross, and basically I was at the time, or for quite some years before that, I was doing both motocross and enduros, and I just then decided, I'm going to go full time into enduro, because enduro is a little bit more forgiving. You don't have to be so fit for enduro. It obviously helps if you're fit, but you can get away with a lot more, and then I did enduro for a very, very long time as well.
Yeah, Ingo, the difference between enduro and MX is obviously the speed. Enduro is more about, it's a lot more technical, obstacle course.
Yeah, enduro is in that sense. It's also, enduro over the years now has also changed into more technical riding, into more extreme riding. That's like a new that came out, a new sports group, if you want to call it, is the extreme enduros, and for that you've got to also be very fit, and your bike has to be set up properly if you want to do well, and they've also done it now in the past. Like enduros was like you would do a track of at least, like, say 40 kilometers a loop. Now they've basically shortened it to at least half of the distance, but they make it so extreme that most of it of that time when you're riding enduro, you spend it in either first or second gear, and you're riding the same amount of time basically in the end of the day as if you were doing a 40 kilometer loop. But they've taken out all the faster things and just make it, that you're on places where you have to carry your bike over rocks and stuff. So it's a total different ball game nowadays than what it used to be. I would say 10 years ago.
Okay. Ingo, just quickly, how many laps are the vets and open class do?
I think they do 8 laps, and it's a good question, because all the other every class does a different amount of laps, but because they are the open class, the big boys, they do the most amount for the day in the heats, except for King of the Dirt. King of the Dirt is going to be a 10-lap race.
Yeah, the King of the Dirt, obviously, that is the pinnacle, the big one at the end of the day, the last heat. Mm-hmm. It's heat 3, but it's King of the Dirt as well, simultaneously for riders from which class? 85 or what?
From 85 upwards, yes. The way it works, the 50s, the 65 and the 85 and the women's, they all ride their 3 heats for the day. But then they actually can compete then in the King of the Dirt. So the only classes that actually do 4 heat no, let me rephrase that. From that, they do their 3 heats, but they are allowed to, the 85s and the women are allowed to also take part in King of the Dirt. So the King of the Dirt for them would be their 3rd heat, at their 4th heat. So the 125s, the open class, the vets are riding King of the Dirt. They ride 2 heats for the day, but then they will all enter for the King of the Dirt, but the King of the Dirt simultaneously counts towards their 3rd heat and towards the King of the Dirt. Like that, what we basically did over the years is that people we made it that everybody rides 3 heats, and then they can on their own like enter for King of the Dirt. But then most riders would be not fit enough, and they say, nah, I'm not really going to ride King of the Dirt, and then you end up on the King of the Dirt, which should be the highlight of the day, and you only have 6 guys on the starting line. You'll see today with the King of it, it's cool because we're going to have close to 20 riders on the line. It's going to be really something else to look forward to.
Ingo, is there a limit for the King of the Dirt?
Yes, the age limit is basically that the experience level, and that age limit is that you can only from I think 14 years onwards you're allowed to ride the King of the Dirt.
Okay.
And that basically cuts that line. That's 80, 85 up is basically all in that age group.
And the amount of competitors for King of the Dirt?
Limitless. Basically, we've only got, I think, 23 gates. So if there are more than 23 riders, then they have to do a double line, we call. They basically just have a second line that guys, the slower riders will stand at the back of the gate.
Inge, it looks easy, that like Maklik, but to host a national championship, it's a massive amount of work that's going into preparation and admin and everything.
Yeah, it's first of all to keep the circuit going, to get the track basically in racing conditions. You have to obviously have a driver, or how should I call it, the operator of the machines. I basically do it now for all the years, but you must have a bit of a background and knowledge. The big thing is to shape these tracks is to get the angles right on the jumps. If you make it too steep, then the riders have very hard landings. If you make it too round, then you'll basically the faces of the jumps. Then the people don't even really get some airtime, and that's difficult for them to jump over it. So to try and get that angle right, to that they not over jump and they don't get too high or not too low, it's quite a how should I say, a passion or something that you develop over years of practice. And you have to try and get the rocks out of off the track. That's a big vyand, mag ek sê in Afrikaans, is die klippe op die baan, alleen vir die tyres van die bikes, en dan natuurlik as die ryers val, miskien hulle maak hulle self onnodig seer. So ons probeer so baie sagte sand in te ry. Maar dan weet ons mos altyd, sagte sand, as hy droog is hy natuurlik ook baie stowwerig. So it all works in hand, the one to the next. It's not very easy. And then obviously, you can't host an event if you don't have a sponsor, and you have to have the admin team behind it that does all the organizing, die inskrywings, die geld moet wat hulle inbetaal moet allokeer word. Ag, dit is a long going thing, and obviously, like in every club, you need people that to help you to do this, and it's all basically people that don't earn a salary for doing what they're doing. They do it for the love of the sport, and that's difficult to find people to come out and do. But we've got a really nice team at the moment that is doing it, and also nice with all the other clubs in like with Omaruru and Swakopmund. They obviously sit with the same kind of challenges that we have. So motorsport or motocross at the moment is going really forward. It's we're just lacking a little bit of riders. I think today is due to the holidays that are on, and we don't have the numbers out there that we normally have.
Inge, die nice drone shots wat ons kry is absoluut, dit is baie nice. Hy super aerial shots.
Ja nee, ek het dit lank tyd gelede weer veral nie as ouens ry gesien, en is nogal vir my besonders om so iets te sien.
Ja, Ingo het vandag vir Gallina vir die eerste keer uit die lug uit gesien, sê hy.
Ja.
Ja, nice. En ons het baie lekker spectators hierso. We've got quite a few spectators. but there's a lot of people on holidays, school holidays, that's not in Windhoek and so on. But still, Inge, it's what a pleasant, super, it's sunny, nice day.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a wind breeze that's coming through, which is actually nice and pleasant. But then obviously if it does get dusty, then you don't want the wind blowing in the wrong direction, so it blows into the spectator area. But we're lucky at the moment. It's luckily not dusty and it's not too hectic with the wind.
Ingo, ek dink Maakie het hierdie ronde gevat.
Ja,
met Owe tweede.
Met Owe tweede, ja.
Wie sal in die derde plek wees? Who will be in the third place?
Ek het nou nie
difficult to say.
So opgelet nie, maar dit kan Naiko Strangone gewees het of ook Olaf Pak, die eerste in die wets. Hulle het altyd 'n goeie fight aan die drie. En dan ook Olaf Pak, daai hele mop altyd. Hulle is okay, ja,
ons afsitter daarso, as ek dit so in Afrikaans kan noem.
Sy is alweer daar. Johanna met die 125 junior class. Hierdie is ons premier klas op die oomblik. Die meeste ryers wat altyd 'n goeie fight aan het. Met Gero Friedrich en Jano Metzger. Björn Kebbel is ons kampioen van laas jaar. Dan Rigo Wolf, Sunny Witreich, Luke Jones en dan Marco Lindemeyer is eintlik 'n 85cc ryer wat vandag net vir die ondervinding gaan saamry. Hy is op 'n 85cc.
Ja. Maar Rigo Wolf doen goed vanjaar. Ek dink hy's eerste op die National Championships lag.
Ja, dis tussen Rigo en
Ingo, baie van hierdie 125cc's is two-stroke.
Ja, hierdie is almal two-stroke op die oomblik. Jy mag met hierdie 125 junior klas mag jy basies nie met 'n 254 stroke ry. Dit is net toegelaat in die senior klas.
Dit is deel van die MX reëls en so aan.
Sorry. Ja, dis reëls wat hulle aangepas het dat hulle moet op 'n two-stroke ry.
Ingo, ek is nuuskierig. Wie dink jy gaan vir ons hierso die beste show gee in die eerste plek en so aan?
Ek dink julle moet vir nommer 96 Gero Friedrich dophou. Hy is die ou wat altyd voorry. En dan moenie vergeet van Jano Metzger of Björn Kebbel en dan Rigo. Dis alles ryers wat definitief kan eerste of onder die eerste 3 ry. Ja. Sien jy daar is al klaar. Ek dink dit is Gero wat voor is, ja, die 96. Hulle is nou almal ook in voorbereiding vir die Africa, die motocross of all nations of African nations, sorry, in Kaapstad wat in Augustus gebeur. So die ouens is maar hard aan die practice hier op die naweke en in die week met hulle fiksheid en goed, so is interessant om die ouens te watch. Die nice ding, hulle kan die volle 8 laps of wat hulle doen, kan hulle flat out, soos ons sê in Engels, deurry en meeste van hulle raak nie moeg nie. Maar is ook, ja, as 'n oue klein foutjie maak, hulle ry nie ver uit mekaar uit, so as 'n ou net omval of so, dan verloor jy dadelik 'n posisie. So die racing is taamlik tight in die klas.
Ingo, wat mense nie besef en ek is een van hulle of nie verstaan nie, is daar's deur een van die open class riders vir my gesê hy het rugby gespeel. En om 1 heat te ry is soos om 80 minute game te speel.
Ja, ek glo ja, dit is baie demanding die sport. Weet jy, dis eerstens moet jy onthou jy ry daai motorbike wat hulle ry, dit weeg omtrent so 100 net so 98-100 kilos as hy vol met petrol is. En om so 'n bike te hanteer is definitief nie maklik nie. En dan is dit natuurlik ook met jou rystyl verbonden, hè. Die reël op 'n motocrossbaan is jy mag basies net in die of jy moet basies die enigste tyd waar jy sit is as jy uit 'n draai is. Die res van die tyd moet jy staan. En die rede daarvoor is jy wil basies die bike al die werk doen. So die suspension op die bike is so advanced dat baie van die hobbeltjies en die spronge en goed, it soaks it up. And but the more you basically sit on the bike, the more the bike will basically mess you around, kind of, should I say. And so the more you stand and balance on the bike and let the bike do all the work, the less you obviously also going to get tired. But that's easier said than done. Trust me. This is it just looks, especially I always compare it to Mark Sternig. If you watch him ride, he's so smooth. He makes it look so easy. But trust me, try it for just come here and do like a lap or two on the track. You won't believe it how tired your arms, your legs, how everything, your breath, everything, how it just affects you. It's absolutely amazing.
Ingo, verduidelik vir ons bietjie, ek sal nie sê al hierdie fietsse in hierdie klas nie, het dit soos launch control met die wegspring en daai tipe van goedes. Vertel vir ons bietjie meer daarvan. Ja, dis meer die groterige bikes, maar die 250s en die 350s en 450s kom met die baie nuwe launch control uit. Dit is basies hier op Gallina spring ons weg op 'n gepavede startgate wat eintlik nie so heel wettig is. Hulle moet eintlik op grond start, maar oor die maintenance laer te hou is dit het ons besluit gaan ons dit hier so doen. En traction control is actually good for when you do start on concrete, because when you do like start like drive away, how should I say, you've got a lot less wheel spin on concrete and a lot more grip if you put the launch control on. So in die ou dae het ons dit nie gehad nie, so ek is eintlik so bietjie dis unfair. I don't like it. Ingo, natuurlik your choice of tires, it differs from rider to rider and from track to track and from ek kan amper sê van een naweek na die ander kan dieselfde baan ook verskil. Ja, definitief. Die weet jy as hierdie baan droog is, dan is hy oordat ons hom nou nat gemaak het, geraak die berms, die in die draaie, die sandwalle wat ons basies vorm, we call it berms in English. The berms do start to dry up en dan begin hulle hard te raak. En as jy nou dit vat as hy nat is, soos hy nou is op die oomblik, kry jy baie traction, want die sand bly basies sag in die draaie. So as jy deurry, kan jy dadelik tamelik vet gee as jy, sê mense op goeie Afrikaans, die draaie. En as dit dan dis dan basies die teenoorgestelde, as hy droog is, dan raak hy hard. En dan begin hy ook baie slippery te raak. So jou hele throttle control is alles. As jy op 'n droë baan practice, dan moet jy jou throttle, as jy hom wil oop en basies maak, jy kan hom nie net oop ruk en jou agterwiel spin te baie en dan is dit 'n goeie kind of traction. You kind of way you have to really control your throttle to go through there. Where on race day it's different, because you can just rip the throttle open and you've got wheels, so you don't have to worry. Those are the kind of the differences on between practice and race day. And then obviously, like Tillman said, your tire choice has got to be right. It doesn't help you come to like a very soft terrain track with a hard compact tire. You're not going to really find the grip that you want. You want the proper tire also for the conditions of the track. So it's obviously also again a bit of a
how should I say? You have to have money to buy the correct tires for a track. You can also go and say, look, you know what? I'm going to buy an intermediate tire. That intermediate tire is good in sand, and it's good on hard pack, but it's not perfect. But it will last you a lot longer. Instead, you know, the guys that can afford it, and if we ride on a sandy track, they will obviously fit sandy tires to their bikes, and it does make a difference. And if it's just hard pack, obviously the guys just fit hard pack tires to their bikes. What we're talking nowadays, a good tire will set you on a motocross bike, will set you back with 1,200 rand. And if you'd want to do that for every race, obviously your budget has to be right for that, you know.
Yeah, it's an expensive sport.
Yes.
Unfortunately, all motorized sport are expensive. It's one of those things. Ingo, die transponder system word nie vandag gebruik nie.
Ja, hy is ongelukkig buite werking vandag. Ons het 'n issue op met hom opgetel. Dit is basies, kom ek verduidelik 'n bietjie. As ons met transponders ry, is dit basies elke ryer het so 'n klein stickertjie wat op sy bike geplak word. In hom is, how should I say, it's like in die sticker is 'n device wat 'n basiese signal afgee. En ons basies in die oggend as ons die bike scrutineer word presies met daai sticker liaise wat die ou wie die ou is wat hom ry met sy nommer. En dan het ons hier by die start, by die finish line ry hulle daaronder deur, daar hang dishes en die dishes vang basies die ryer op. En dit word alles oor die computer word dit dan uitgesit, en die mooi ding daarmee is dat ons kan vasstel hoeveel laps het die ou gery, hoe vinnig ry hy. Daar is allerhande advantages that a rider can get, and that is nicely. It makes it easier for the organizers because you can keep track of the whole event from it. But unfortunately, yeah, we've got an issue with our transponder system. It's not picking up the riders properly. So we are doing what we call manual scoring. We've got guys that are sitting under a tent, and they basically, as the riders come past, keep track of every number of the riders. And then obviously, you know, it gets a bit demarcated and difficult when the faster riders start lapping the slower riders. If you have, say, 10 laps and the front runner at the end starts lapping one or two times the riders, dan moet jy taamlik kop hou om te weet waar die ou op die ou einde geëindig het.
Ingo, ek kan net vir een ding sê, ek is bly ek is nie 'n timekeeper of 'n lapkeeper hier.
That's also, dit is alles ietsie wat baie oefening vat, en 'n mens raak baie vinnig teen mekaar. Veral as dit klasse is waar daar meer ryers is. Vandag is dit bietjie easy want daar is nie so baie ryers. Maar op 'n King of the Dirt, as daar 'n partytjie amper 30 ryers is en hulle ry teen die spoed en pace, dan is dit natuurlik kan dit bietjie moeilik raak.
Ja. Ingo, hierdie heat het sopas klaar gemaak. Ons eerste 3 ouens het die checker flag gevat. Het jy enigsins 'n idee wie dit was?
Sover ek weet, ons praat so baie, dit was Gero Friedrich gewees in eerste. En ek dink Björn Kebbel in tweede. Ek is nie 100% seker wie in derde was.
Ja, dit is ons uitsig word bietjie versper om te sien wie kry die checkered flag. Maar kom ons kyk gou-gou hierso op die skerm met ek.
Ja, dis Gero Friedrich, hy was die wenner in die klas. Okay.
96 won.
Ja. Dan was dit 211 is Björn Kebbel. Wat in tweede was, wie het ons op die oomblik vir Gero Friedrich? Wat? Hier is 96, dis Sunny Witreich.
Oh, Sanene is real name, but
sorry, Sanene is short Sunny.
But he prefers to be called the Sunny, so that's a great guy. I spoke to him earlier before the first heat and so on. Okay, we've got the next lineup ready. That must be the 50 cc's.
Yeah.
50cc juniors and senior.
Yeah, we've got the juniors. This is the leader. There's Mason Meyer from Swakop. Then we've got Dalma du Plessis and Miko Buerta. You can see Mason's got quite an advantage within the points. And then, our top riders and the seniors is Oliver Matthews, Markus Puck, then Carter Bauer, he's also from Swakop, Paul Mans, Maximilian and Sebastian Skutsch, the twins, I'd say, and then Duan Steenkamp.
Delmar is not racing today. I believe he didn't enter.
Yeah.
And I understand that the guys from Omaruru couldn't come as well. So that is...
that's a bit of a setback. Can you quickly look there, number 47, little guy? You see they've got their feet on starting blocks, what we call them.
Okay.
It just shows you how if they sit on a bike, they can't even reach the ground.
Yeah, 47 is Mason Meyer, yes?
Yeah, unless he moves like his leg one right over. And this is why we also allow the parents on the track only for the 50s and the 65s. You will see just now, the parents have got bibs on, and that's basically they spread over the track, and the rule is you help every rider or any rider that falls. So you don't just help your kid, everybody helps themselves and to try and get the little guys on the bikes as quick as possible, especially if they fall over. Most of the time the bikes don't run, they basically die. They have to be restarted, and some of these little guys can't even start their own bike yet. That's how small they are.
But Inge, this is our future. This is MX future, right?
Definitely.
And they're so cute, and they're so positive, and
they've got,
and they all are buddies off the track.
Yeah.
But they say when they're on, they don't have friends.
No. Yeah, and they've got little guys with very big dreams, I must say.
And that's what we need.
Yeah,
that's what we need. And our Inge, what do you call her? It's not clerk of the course. Clerk of the course is somebody else.
No, she's the clerk of the course. That's Yone du Plessis, and Women in Motorsport. That's our proof. She is basically vandag sy die een wat al die besluite sal moet maak en maak. As daar sê nou maar 'n protest inkom, dan moet sy dit hanteer.
Calling the shots.
Yeah, she's really calling the shots. And in order to be a clerk of the course, you can't just come out the woodwork and melt yourself on and say ek wil die clerk of the course was. You've got to do examens and a couple of tests, and then obviously you've got to do a couple of races with an experienced clerk of the course. Then you basically assist him, and then you have to do 3 of those before you actually become a clerk of the course. So Joanne's gone through all those steps.
But there's some courses as well, I believe, that they must do.
All officials here actually today, you all have to go and write an exam and do courses to become an official.
To Joanne's credit, I must say, is that she's so positive, so responsive, and a huge help in communication and everything. She's really a huge asset.
Yeah. You know that Joanne is Dooley Engels' daughter. Maybe that rings a bell with the older riders.
Yeah, Dooley is it's a legend himself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in. He started riding, I think, as a 4-year-old himself.
Yeah. And Dooley is now, I think, over 60 or close to 60. And and we've got his son Arno Engels is also official. He's also helping. He's doing the numbering board and the finish flag. So we're having lots of people that ex-riders that
Ingo
that help you.
Arno used to race up to a year or 2 ago, and he stopped as well. He's not racing anymore.
Yes, yeah.
I remember he used to be a big KTM fan as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's the reason behind his retirement?
Not exactly. I think it's just he's also been riding since when he was very small, and I think for work reasons that he doesn't get the time anymore to practice or to stay fit. And but I think with Arno, it's just a matter of taking a break. I think he maybe needs to be off the bike for a while before, soos ek sê in Afrikaans, before die gogga weer byt, and then he'll be back. Oops.
Ja.
Yeah, you see these little guys, some of them are still, like I always say, all over the show, because they are on semi-automatic bikes, so hulle maak net die throttle oop, hulle het nie gears of a clutch op die bikie, so they've only got a front brake and a back brake and a throttle. And a big heart.
In a big heart, yeah. Ingo, just for your information, the little ones ride a lot shorter course. Of course, the normal length for the open classes and so on in the other riders 1.65 kilometers, I think.
No. We've yeah. That used to be an old rule. Our tracks now are all. May not be longer than 1.35 kilometers.
So is that the length of the course?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because in the past we used to ride on time, so then it didn't really matter how long the tracks are. But now that we are riding of numbers of laps, we have to also make this like countrywide, that all the other tracks also, hulle moes almal aanpas. Almal moet nou 'n baan aanbied. Hy mag nie korter as 1.35 meter wees en hy mag 'n bietjie langer wees, maar ook hy mag nie oor 1400 meter wees. So you've got like a 50-meter grace in between.
You might get wrong with the bends in the corners and so on.
Yeah.
Ingo, the 50cc class, what is the distance of the laps they do?
They, I think, do 11 or 12 laps. And due to the fact that their track is shorter, their track again may not be longer than 700 meters.
Okay.
It may not be shorter than 650. They've got that 50-meter grace in as well. So they're doing a shorter track, but therefore they do longer laps, just to be on the same like time limit, or how would I say? And we always compare ourselves with South Africa, or international rules, and normally they have to ride at least 12 minutes plus one lap, and like on this course that we have of 700 meters, that's where it kind of works out to. I think they're doing 11 or 12 laps
per heat.
Yeah.
It will be per heat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and they have to be fit as well, because the course is taking with all the jumps.
Yeah, you must always remember with those small wheels on their bikes, they feel every little bump and every little stone and everything a lot worse than what I always say. That, as they go into bigger classes, the wheel dimension on the bikes always changes as well. So as you progress, you get bigger wheels and a better suspension on the bikes. And that's why it's so important. That's why I always say it's so important that they start off at a young age. The best riders that are produced are the ones that start on 50s, and they slowly produce up to 65, then to 85, then to 125. So by the time they can pick and choose to go to the really big classes, they've got such a good background that they definitely a lot better voorberei as 'n ryer wat sê maar sommer net vanaf sê hy nou sê maar 20 as wat, en hy kan 'n bike kry en op 'n 125 of op 'n 250 klim. Dit sou beter gewees het as hy van kleins af met 'n 50 begin het en daai ondervinding agter op sy rug gekry, né?
En Ingo, dat
hierso, kom ons kyk gou, daar is lekker. Daai is Oliver Matthews op die 14 KTM wat voorry. Hy het nou net vir Mason Meyer, dis die verskil tussen twee. Die Oliver is the what I say, the junior 50, the senior 50 rider, and Mason is the junior 50 rider. He's already lapping him. and we've got little Carter Bauer on the gas. He is number 38. He's also he's an up-and-coming rider, and starting to, with every race, he's starting to impress me more and more. He's going faster and faster, so there's a good dice between Oliver Matthews and him. We also may not forget old Mr. Pak, Marcus Pak, and there's little Scooch brothers here, number 16. I think it's Maximilian.
Scooch,
they're all riders that haven't been riding for a long time, so they're all still learning and getting from race to race. Really, they're improving. And
Ingo, when a couple of years ago, when some of these riders started, they developed massively. Ek rarig wat die ouetjies was 4 jaar oud gewees. Obviously is hulle nou 3-4 jaar ouer.
Ja.
En intussen het baie ontwikkeling plaasgevind.
Definitely.
Soos jy sê, hoe jonger jy begin ry, hoe beter. En as jy op 14 of 15 begin ry, dat jy so groot agterstand wat jy moet inhaal.
Ja.
Dit is amper, jy moet ongelooflik talentvol wees om dit te kan doen, en dit is nie maklik nie.
Ja.
En natuurlik het ons die ambulance on site.
Ja.
It's sponsored as well. Anything can happen. So dit is nie dat elke ryer in sy eie genade oorgelaat is, Ingo.
Ja, nee, ons is baie dankbaar met Oshmet International wat vir ons nou hierdie jaar basies uithelp en ons basies sponsor vir elke reis wat ons hier so in op Gallina doen. En hulle is eintlik ook help ook om vir Omaruru en vir Gobabas. Daar is hulle ook teenwoordig. En ja, ons hou natuurlijk nie van baie om van hulle gebruik te maak. I mean, I'm in a joking way. Dat die ryers, moet ek meer sê, hulle... maar dit kan gebeur. Dit is maar gevaarlik en jy kan baie vinnig val en seer kry. Maar ja, soos het is, we cannot host a motocross day without an ambulance. It's impossible. It's by law not allowed in any way. En ja, hulle het 'n full-blown medical team hier wat na die ryers kyk, en as 'n ryer regtig hier val en hy kry baie seer, dan word hy hierso stabiliseer en dan met die ambulans so vinnig as moontlik hospitaal toegevat. Wat gelukkig nie baie gebeur nie.
Ja, nee.
Maar you never know.
Ja, ek wil nou net sê, Ingo, in al die jare wat ek motocross gevolg het, was daar nog nooit ernstige ongeluk hier gewees, of eintlik die groot ongelukke was maar in Suid-Afrika gewees. Maakie wat hom daar by Pakisa, as ek reg onthou, was dit, ek sê nou Pakisa, is dit nie
is dit welkom gewees, ja.
Welkom.
Ja.
Wat hy geval het en hom baie seer gemaak het, wat hy ook lank buite aksie was.
Ja.
Maar soos hy sê, dit was 'n freak accident, en dit is nou sulke goedes maar wat gebeur, jy weet.
Ja.
So
ja, ek wil nie sê dat ons nog nooit, ons het ook al en dit het dan gebeur, maar nie op reisdae, dit is dan meer op practice dae waar ons seer kry en goed, né? En ja, dit is ongelukkig, in elke sport het sy beserings. Is natuurlik, die mens moet ook altyd by sê dat die ouens baie goeie protective clothing aan het, en dit natuurlik vir die ryers ja, help in enige opsig, maar ja, as ek dit vergelyk hoe die seuns by die rugby en sokker en oral is dit dat 'n mens beserings kry, né? So there's unfortunately no way around that one.
Ingo, van die os op die menorah bly, of op die os op die jas, soos ons in Afrikaans sê, is jou dogter Zoe ry ook al van baie jonk af MX en so aan. Sy en Maike Boschet en Joeline,
ja,
Fourie wat ook ry, maar Zoe is op die oomblik in Duitsland met 'n uitruilprogram, en die generaal, jou vrou, het saamgegaan om te chaperone en so aan. En ons het daar 'n ryer down, we've got a rider down on the other side of the track, number 16 that went down. Inge, who's that?
That's a little Scooch. That is
he took a hard
Sebastian,
tumble.
who fell over there.
Yeah, it looks like he had quite a hard tumble.
Yeah.
We got a checkered flag going. Who's coming through here? 67.
Number 67 is Paul Mans.
And 15,
and
second place.
Marcus Puck. That wasn't. Those weren't the leaders. It was Oliver Matthews that was in the lead, and you can see here the medics are quickly running to assist the fallen rider. Shame, he looks like he hurt his leg.
And the medical staff are
they're
seen
already
immediately.
Yeah.
Excellent work. Inge, I don't know if you remember Neil Diamond's concert in New York. I think it was called Hot August Night.
Mm-hmm.
And on stage he was welcoming the three people that is watching his concert. And we've got some three people here. I think I wish we could welcome them. They're on the other side of the track watching the action here. Okay. Quite nice to see that.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, please, yeah.
All
That is,
okay.
Inge, yeah. Yeah, the 50cc junior and senior rider, he is done and dusted.
Yeah.
And they're watering the track again, Ingo.
Yeah, like you said, with Zoe and them being overseas at the moment, unfortunately, we've got our girl class or a ladies class here today, and normally we have a lot more riders here, so there are normally 5 of them that ride. So yeah, unfortunately, holidays and other involvements, obviously you can't always have full classes. So but with Zoe also, Zoe's been, when Zoe was born, she wasn't a boy, she was a girl, so I had to make a little bit of a mind shift and talk to my wife, and
but she's a big supporter. We've got Derek.
And it's like a lot of people, what, your daughter is riding? And I said, yeah. And it's not just a boys' sport. She rides really very well. And I mean, all of these girls ride very, very well. And it's just there to show that they can also ride a motorbike, and it's not impossible.
Inge, I mean, if girls can play rugby nowadays,
Exactly.
7s and 15, they can ride bikes as well. So nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
I mean, if men can play netball, that they call basketball. So
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we've got the Clubman class up next. Lawrence is the leader there in the champion spot with Mirko Kessler, J.F. van Eden, Tony Viljoen, the vet.
Mm-hmm.
Tony is well over 50, Inge.
Yeah.
Is your age?
Oh, man. No, he's a little bit younger than me.
Oh, yeah. Your birthday was not too long ago.
Yeah, it was now in May.
In May?
Yep.
And you turned how old? Very young?
54 years young.
54 years young. Oh, our man is up and going?
Yeah.
I think that was just a lummy that he received.
Yeah, shame. But that's good news.
But he will up. I think he will be up for the next hit as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, and the women MX, Ronja Friedrich leading the champions with Zoe Waldschmidt second, Maika Boschert,
Jolien, Yoli, the way we know her, Yoli, and then Anna Zita Jones from Omaruru.
Okay.
She's not here today, but her brother is riding today.
We've got Maika here today.
Maika is here today.
Ronja?
And Ronja is also here today.
That's the two ladies that will be in action in the women.
Yeah.
And they riding with the Clubman.
Yeah, we combined them with the Clubmans, because unfortunately the Clubman's class is also not really full today. That's also clubman's class. For you guys that don't know what the clubman's class means, it's more like the class for, I wouldn't say beginners. They are like, they've just started riding and are not as advanced as the other riders. So I always find, to call them beginner classes, it's not nice to call them beginners.
Yeah. or a novice or or greenie.
Yeah.
Number 10, that will be
Maike Bocher.
Is that Maike
That's
Bocher?
Maike, and next to her is 277, I think, that is Ronja Friedrich.
The 4 riders. Yeah, we got 4 riders, and you say Ingo, what is that?
They basically, if you can see, the ladies got a pink background. That's how we can distinguish them from the clubman riders.
From the other. Clubman, it's a common referral in motorsport because you get it with circuit racing and and that is more or less the guy that is passionate about speed and so on, and he was building a Volvo in the backyard, and he races. It's all about it, and I believe it's more or less the same with the guys in MX in clubmans and so on.
Yeah, it's most of the time clubman's guys are the ones that have started at a much later age. They definitely didn't start on small bikes. So they in their late 30s, and all they want to do is just ride a bike and enjoy themselves.
Enjoy it.
Most of them don't even have time to practice or anything because they're so busy with work or have got their own businesses or stuff like that. So they're coming here. They're the ones that just want to have a ball. They want to enjoy themselves, and that's what it's about. Have fun.
And Johanna, the clerk of the course, she's Duppie's wife.
Yes. Duppie number 71 is Duppie. That's her husband riding, and Duppie's been he's also part of the organizing, so they are a very good team to have.
Yeah, that is people that makes the sport tick.
Yeah, they put all their effort and love into it, and it really makes a difference. Here we've got JF.
Lekker.
JF on the start, the 207. JF van Eden. And Duppie stealing it from him on the outside. Good move. Duppie in the front there.
Kyk as julle kan hoor dat die 2 voorste bikes is 4 strokes. But I believe Maike and
they're on 2 strokes.
They're on 2 strokes.
They're on 2 strokes, ja.
Dit klink soos 'n by in 'n blik.
Ja. Ja, en ek moet ook by sê dat Maike ry op 'n 85 waar Ronja al op 'n 125 ry.
Op 'n 125.
Die women's class is basically cc restricted. You can ride from a 85 cc up to a 254 stroke only in that class. So hulle laat nie toe dat die vrouens sulke groot bikes ry, en meeste van hulle is meestal op 125 op die 254 stroke. En dit is 'n baie maklike bike te ry en just easier for them.
It's more handles easier and all that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can also see they don't do all the big double jumps and tabletops. They just riding a bit with more ease and with more caution. They don't want to get hurt, so sometimes they jump over things, sometimes they ride over it. It all depends.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we only got the 2 clubman riders today. Ek verbeel my, Inge, daar was meer inskrywings, dalk het die ouens nie.
Ja, dis skrikwekkend, want dis gewoonweg ons grootste klas op die dag is die clubman's klas. So daar's gewoonweg, ek lieg nou nie, seker maklik 15 rye. So ek weet nie wat vandag gebeur het. Dit is vir my baie snaaks.
Ingo, daai skoot wat hulle wys waar die open class klaar maak, daai shot wat die ouens so spring. Dis 'n baie nice skoot daai nê.
Ja, nee, definitely.
Veral met die kamera wat van suid na noord afneem.
Ja.
Ja, dat ek is.
Ja.
En ons manne wat uit die boom uit gekyk het nou dalk 'n bietjie warm begin kry daar, want hulle sit nie in die skare weer nie. Ek sien die ouens klim nou af.
Okay.
Maar hulle kyk nog steeds motocross.
Ja,
dis die belangrikste. Dalk sien ons hulle ook een van die dae hierso op 'n MX Park.
Ja. En so miskien ook net by sê Maike en Jolly, die twee kies het ons vir baie lang jare quads gery, toe ons nog quads aangebied het. Ons doen dit nou glad nie meer nie, want ons het ondervindings gemaak dat die quad-klas het baie elke jaar het dit minder en minder geword. Vir die van wat nie weet nie, quads word basies glad nie meer gemaak in of nie in suidelike Afrika basies verkoop. Unless you want to put in a special order and you want to get yourself a quad from America or somewhere, but this is basically caused for the quad class to basically fall apart and they weren't riders anymore. So these two girls basically decided, they don't want to stop riding. They want to now try the lady class, and that's why they're now on two-wheelers.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's not easy if you jou hele lewe basies net met 4 wiele gery het en jy moet nou oorklim op 2. Dis glad nie maklik. Die hele balans en aan alles wat jy gewoond moet raak, dit is regtig. Ek vat my hoed af vir die meisies. Hulle ry baie goed en they adjust very, very well.
Ek onthou Ingo, Maike het altyd met die quads baie goed gedoen.
Ja.
En ek is nou jammer, ek kan nie sy naam onthou nie. Ek ken hom baie goed.
Seker Fanny Steenkamp?
Nee, hy het nog tot 3 jaar terug, dink ek, het hy met quad gery so. Ongelooflik goed. Hy het ook was na die US toe om daar deel te neem en so, en ek dink hy swat nog daar op die oomblik.
Ja.
Ek moet nou net sy
Ek is nou ook
ek moet nou net sy naam probeer onthou.
Ja, ek weet presies van wie jy praat. Ek het nou ook met sy naam op my tong.
Maar ons het assistance van 'n slimfoon.
Ja,
hy moet net geaktiveer word, dan gaan ek
ask Mr. Google
vir ons kykers sê wie dit is.
Ja.
En ons dames, hulle bietjie versigtiger as die manne daarso deur die draaie, met die rats en so aan wat die groter klasse uitgeskop het.
Ja. Ja, dit is natuurlik ook iets wat 'n mens mag nie vergeet nie. Dis net in die begin dat die baan so glad is en smooth en lekker om te ry. Die bikes skop natuurlijk baie sand op en like we say in English, you get the braking bumps in front of the corners which form, and these braking bumps with everybody riding over them and most of the riders riding in the same lines, this basically causes these braking bumps to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and what are little bumps in the beginning can sometimes even form into little whoop sections. That's how quick or that's how high they get, and they obviously make you very, very tired. So it's when it comes to King of a Dirt, this track is a lot more bumpier than what it was in practice when the guy started to ride.
Okay. Ingo, if I may, your first Dakar, when was that? 2000 and...
To be honest with you, the first one that I never got to ride was in 2008. I ended up going to my biggest dream always, wanted to do the Dakar in Africa. I mean, that to me was, at that stage, it was only Africa, and we got to Portugal, to Lisbon, the main city there, and everything was ready. We were entered, the bikes were gone through all the checks, and the next morning we would have climbed on them to head to the ferry, and they told us, no, sorry, the Dakar is cancelled. because of terrorist threats in Mauritania, and yeah, my heart dropped into my pants, and I thought, this is it. I can't ever show my face in Namibia again, because I've collected so much money and so much support I got from everybody, and now they go and they cancel this on me. Anyway, and that's when the dream started. In 2009, we had an automatic free entry into the Dakar to ride in South America. And ja, dat was dit. Zuid-Amerika, dis waar dit begin het.
So after the 2008 disaster, they gave you free, all of you guys, 3 entries for the 2009 one.
Yeah, because everything was paid for already.
Yeah.
They basically, we lost still quite a large amount of money with certain, like with hotel bookings and you know, visas and stuff, all these things that you have to pay up front. That's always stuff that you completely lost. They never reimbursed you for that, but at least they did compensate us the entry fee and all those things. So we had an automatic entry to South America, and most of us, or I think all of them, took it. So.
Ingo, for a privateer, it's a dream. It's expensive.
It's very expensive.
It's a total different ball game between the privateers and the guys that's sponsored by millions and millions.
Yes.
They've got a backup of everything.
Yeah.
Of everything.
Yeah.
Whereas you went there with a bike, and who were your team? Who were the guys that
Yeah, luckily for me, I had Alfie Cox in Natal.
Okay, yeah.
And I know Alfie actually quite over the years through racing. I knew or know him very well, and it's the nice thing that I could always fall back on him and ask him and get advice from him. And he said to me straight away, Ingo, don't even try and do the Dakar without a team. Go there, be prepared, go with a team, and especially have a mechanic that basically fixes your bike or services your bike at night time, because you will not have time to do this on your own. And I really am thankful for Alfie that he gave me that advice, because until I basically got there and you know, you've got no cooking clue what's going on and what's all about to happen, there's definitely no time to still, you know, do, you know, just service your own bike or work on your own bike. So yeah, no, that's
okay. That is the end of the Ingo, sorry, of the clubman class. But that was 77 that went past us now.
Yeah, there was Dupi du Plessis who won it.
Dupi that went through.
With JF in second in the clubmans. We still got Ronya on the track here. She is leading the women's class.
Yeah, Dupi came through second.
Oh, was it JF that won it?
Yeah. And
Ronya came through now. She's took the honors in the ladies class. And Mike must have been lapped. That's why she was already.
At some stage.
She's already been.
She's still.
Okay.
Ingo, we've got another lineup. That will be the.
That's the 85.
The 85 cc's
class on the line.
And I believe that will be the.
I think it's their last heat.
The last heat now.
Yeah, number 7, Johan de Vos. He's the hot shot there.
Yeah,
with, Leander Metzger, then Marco Lindemeyer, and David du Plessis. And let's get 65 riders. We've got Patrick Geiger and Duan van Wyk, Felix Witreich. Those are the 65cc riders on the line. Yeah, and Connor Bauer as well today.
Yes.
Yes,
coming
there's Mike.
Is that Mike?
That's Mike, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mike has gone through.
Number 10.
Number 10.
And she's Yeah, and she's off the track.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need next heat with the already.
I must actually say I'm quite surprised how well everything works today with the timing. There's very little time between heats, and that's what we the idea is that you keep the spectators on their heels the whole day.
Entertained, yes, yeah.
Get them entertained, and when it's a break, it's a break. There's nothing worse to have these like long
intervals or breaks or whatever you can
and
call
nobody
it.
knows what's going on, and that's what we always try and push through, have a break, push through, have a break, and then it's done, kind of thing, you know.
I must Inge, the way you guys doing it, yeah, it's a compliment because I've seen with circuit racing that the breaks between the races it's too big, it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, you always try and avoid that. Sometimes it's not possible, you know, especially if you have fallen riders and they need medical attention, then obviously you can't start the next class while there's still a fallen rider on the track. So that can cause your program to kind of, go backwards. But yeah, luckily nothing serious, and but that's like the timekeepers of the event. That's their job to also, you can see now we're waiting a little bit before the start because we've got a strict program that we run, so we will never try and go ahead. We always try and just catch up time for on the day. No?
Ingo, I just want to go back to Dakar. 2009, you completed the race.
Yes. I've done 3 Dakars in South America, and I've completed all of them. So I've finished all of them.
And that alone, to finish it, that is massive.
Yeah. I know of a lot of people that basically try a couple of times, and I'll say 3-4 times that they only finish once or twice. Oh. So I am quite proud of myself that I managed to all the basically the rallies that I entered, I managed to finish them all.
But Inge, the demanding effect of the Dakar, the mileage that riders do every day. You must remember that the cars have a co-pilot or a navigator and a driver that assist each other, or but on a bike you're on your own. You have to navigate everything yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
And that is not easy.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a rider down there.
Rider down,
number 22.
Leander Metzger. And we've got Marco Lindemeyer leading. We've got Johan de Vos on the 7th and 2nd.
Ingo, sorry, I'm on your big days now. In comparison, the Eco Africa race that you did extremely well. You came in your class
3rd overall and 1st African rider.
Yeah, that is 3rd overall.
Ja.
3rd overall. Luister mooi, hy het algeheel 3de gekom van al die deelnemers.
Ja.
En hy was die eerste Afrikaan. So African wat klaar gemaak het.
Ja.
En as jy nou die 2 moet gelyk, Dakar, Eco Africa.
Okay, put it right from off the bat. Dit is 'n baie kleinerige organisasie. You can't compare the Eco Africa to the Dakar. There's also less riders. There's not as you're talking about close to 200 riders at the Dakar, just on bikes I'm talking. And then at the Eco race we were just about 60 riders. So it's a smaller rally. But the nice thing with the Eco Africa was that we were doing exactly the routes that they used to do in the old days for the Dakar. So we did distance-wise, we did the same Dakar distance than they basically would do in South America now. And I'm sure Tilman his next question is going to be which one did I enjoy more? And if I'm very, very honest with you, I wish I would have ridden them all in Africa.
Ja, because the Eco Africa obviously was in Afrika geweest.
Yeah. No, don't mistake it. South America was very tough. There was lots of challenges, especially we had to twice that we did it, that we had to go over the Andes, the tallest should I say mountain in the world, the Andes Mountains, and just to give you an idea, it's 4,200 meters in height, and you drive about 120 kilometers on the top of this mountain before you basically go down again. So you do a climb in the mornings up to 4,200 meters, and you ride it about 4,000 meters for about, I think, close to 100 kilometers, and then you take a descent again. But the pain of that is right up there. There is snow and it's cold. It's like the one time when I went over there, it was -3. The other time it wasn't that cold. It was in just above that. But it gets crazy how cold it is up there. And yeah, it's like I said, it's got its challenges. Why I basically say that I enjoyed Africa more is because we were riding in the dunes for a lot longer, and that's basically where I come from here. This is my background. I enjoy the desert, I enjoy the dunes, and when we were in South America, it was more like that you could obviously also we were doing a lot of dune riding, but not continuous dune riding. Of tops, we would maybe do 30, 40, 50 kilometers at once in the dunes. And if I compare that to Africa, my longest stage that I did in Africa was 270 kilometers on end, from the beginning to end in the dunes. And that's what the difference makes it. It's you can really make time in the dunes on other riders. And where in South America, there's lots of you do like a 20-kilometer dune section where you kind of catch someone, you maybe pass them, and then you get a 200-kilometer open roads again. That's like really just fast stuff. That it's constantly dunes, then a bit of this and a bit of that, then riverbeds. Where in Africa it was like you could prepare yourself so much nicer. You knew, okay, the next day is going to be, say, 300 kilometers, off that 200 in soft sand, or 100 kilometers in riverbeds or something like that. It was so much nicer and yeah, easier to prepare for. And yeah, I just loved it because it was Africa, and it's anytime I would do Africa anytime again if anybody would give me the choice.
Ingo, I'm sitting here now and I'm thinking by myself. Nou, jy klim vir 4000 meter tot bo op 'n berg. Lugdruk, suurstofgehalte, dit moet 'n groot verskil maak.
Baie groot verskil.
Het jy dit gevoel toe jy?
Ja. Ja, ek was ongelukkig die tweede of my laaste Dakar was ek met 'n ryer gewees. Hy was tamelik jonger gewees. Hy was een van die jongste competitors wat deelgeneem het. Hy was 23 jaar oud gewees en hy het toe ons opgery het, was hy nog fyn gewees, maar die probleem is dat you get very lightheaded and you basically can lose consciousness.
Yeah.
And he basically lost consciousness while he was on his bike, and he fell, or he actually had an accident with a funny enough with a police car. He missed a turn and went completely straight and into a vehicle and basically lost his life through that. That's how serious it is. It's not nice to see something like that, but that's the reality. Is you've got to. Basically, the organizers got every 20 kilometers. They've got not an ambulance, but like a station where you can sit, where you can stop. Basically, you got to realize it's not a racing section when you go over the mountain. That's a liaison section. So they give you a certain amount of time that you can pass over the mountain. And they actually like you to stop at these stations where you can take in extra oxygen, you can stop for food, you can stop to drink something, and you have to hydrate a lot, and especially some people are just can handle it differently to others. I was fine with it. I was also on my last one. I got a little bit lightheaded and I had to stop as well, because you just the temperatures. So you leave in the morning at cold, and you do drive over the Andes at minus degrees, and then you basically drop so fast from top to down. Takes you about 45 minutes, and then you back in the desert, and then you're there at 45 degrees, and you got to wear different clothing, and it's very, very ingewikkeld.
Ingo, yeah. Okay, my next question is, what did you enjoy more, the ascent or descent of the Andes?
The descent was actually easier for me. I enjoyed that more.
So then the climbing and so on.
Yeah. It's don't get me wrong. It's always good, nice. What I say, not nice. I mean, you're doing it on tar. Don't get me wrong. It's not off-road that you're going over this mountain. You do the normal route that any tourist would do to drive over the Andes. It's just they basically part. I think from Chile to Argentina, the mountain is basically the border point. That's the other thing, is you've actually got a border post right on top of the mountain where you have to go through, show your passport, and they'll let you go further. Okay. So it's like splits the two countries in half kind of thing.
Ja. Ingo, jou voorbereiding wat jy gedoen het vir byvoorbeeld vir die Dakars. Hoeveel kilometer het jy geoefen en gery en gespandeer hierso in Namibië voordat jy oorgegaan het?
Dat is 'n goeie question. Ja, seker maklik. Seker so 4-5.000 kilometers het ons seker gery met ek het 'n goeie vriend uit Duitsland gehad wat in die tussentyd nou weer terug het. Hy was basies in Namibië, hy het hier gebly. Hy het nou weer teruggetrek Duitsland toe, en hy het vir my gehelp. Hy het in sy jongerige jare ook hier en daar rallies gery, maar net so kleinerige rallies, en hy het vir my basies roadbooks gebou om mee te oefen, en dit is basies seker die wat so 'n bietjie meer ingewikkeld oor 'n roadbook is, wat die rallymanne en die karre ook gebruik, is so 'n map wat basies vir jou idee gee waar jy ry, en dis hoe die Dakar basies gery word. Jy moet met 'n roadbook ry en 'n GPS en 'n dit en 'n dat, en dit is iets wat baie moeilik is om te oefen, want jy moet 'n terrein hê waar iemand voor die tyd voor jou gery het, en dit presies, he has to record exactly what is there, and where do you need to turn here and where to go there, and it's actually quite difficult to explain, but it's something that you can't really practice unless you just go on your bike and you just do riding. That's in the end of the day what gets you going.
Ingo, die Dakar is that it differs each year, but it's more or less what 3,500 or 4,000 kilometers.
No. Dakar is close to 9,000, between 8,500 to 9,000 kilometers in 2 weeks.
Is that with the liaison
yes,
sections included?
That's included. Yeah. You would say that your racing section is that the section that really counts is more just closely under 5,000 kilometers, and the rest is all on tar liaisons. Is like
from one section to another.
Yeah.
What they call it in really special stages or so on. I don't know what they call it in.
Yeah, you basically, how it works. You've got the bivouac. It's basically where you sleep at night. It's like the pits, I would call, like here at motocross.
Yeah.
So you call that at Dakar the bivouac, and then basically they will let you off in the morning on the liaison section. That meaning to get you from the bivouac to your racing section. That section is called liaison. And then when you get to your racing section, that is your special stage. So that's where they time you for.
Yeah, that's where the timing takes place, yes. And so on. That counts.
When you get to the end of a special stage, then you basically get another liaison again from your special stage to the next bivouac.
And sometimes that liaison part that you have to drive from bivouac to the special stage, I've heard it's like 200 kilometers or 150, whatever.
Can be even more than that.
Even more than that. It's unbelievable.
Most of the time, your average, you have to get up like at 3:30 in the morning to then get yourself dressed up and all kitted, and then drive at least a 2 to maybe even 300 kilometer liaison in the morning until you reach the special stage. Then you do a good 200 to 300 kilometer special stage, if not even more. And then if you're really unlucky, you would have to do a good 300 kilometers sometimes to get to your next bivouac. So it average, sometimes the longest stage I've done on in one day was just under 900 kilometers.
Ja, maar Inge, nou jy staan nou 3 uur die oggend op. En party ouens maak na donker klaar. Party ouens is gelukkig die pros en dit is vroeg. Hoe motiveer 'n ryer homself elke dag om op te staan, jou lyf verseer, jy het sleg geslaap of jy het amper nie of niks geslaap nie. Hoe ek wil graag weet, hoe motiveer sielkundig, hoe kry die ouens dit reg?
Ja,
ons gewone mense verstaan nie hoe het jy jouself gemotiveer?
Ja, partykeer weet ek ook nie. Dis baie keer wat jy regtig, jy moet ernstig met jouself praat en die hele tyd motiveer. Ek dink wat vir my baie motiveer is ons sponsors, die mense wat vir my so amazingly gehelp het. En dit wat vir my altyd in my agterkop en altyd vir my gesê het, weet jy wat, I can't let these people down. They believe in me and I've just got to pull through, and no matter what.
Okay.
There's many times where you think of you want to throw the towel and this and that, but somehow you always just go for it again and do it.
Ja. Inge, ons moet in 'n klein rukkie rugby ook 'n bietjie kans gee op NTV. NTV, maar ons gaan nog steeds aangaan hierso.
Ja.
En lekker gesels. As jy daarvoor nog kans sien?
Nee, natuurlik, anytime.
Ons het nog so rukkie kans voor, maar ons gaan kyk intussen bietjie na hoogtepunte. Die waterlorry wat daar natuurlik in die agtergrond goeie werk doen. Die ouens wat onverpoos die baan nat maak, anders dan gaan die ryers nie die lekker kan ry en so nie. Hoor die Engels sê gou vir my die die Eco Africa. Wat was die afstand daarvan geweest? Sê maar net special stages wat die racing gekant het.
Special stage was ook 4000 net onder sê maar 4500. En dan die hele races daar was net 6500 geweest. Maar as jy hom vergelyk met die Dakar in Suid-Amerika, het ons basies amper dieselfde distance gery, omdat ons baie meer special stages was baie langer geweest. Want die lekker ding is, in Afrika kon hulle ons van bivouac na die volgende bivouac amper die hele ry was 'n special stage geweest. Dit is wat ek so baie geniet het in Afrika, is dat jy basies in die oggend opgestaan het, jy kon 'n bietjie langer slaap en dan was jou start altyd 8 uur geweest, maar dit beteken jy ry van die bivouac, partykeer net 5 kilometers tot die start van die special stage. Maar dan ry jy, en dit's wat ek van gehou het. I hated this going so early in the morning and driving for so long on tar, and then you get to a special stage, and then the special stage sometimes is shorter than your liaison stage.
Yes.
So that was the nicest part in Africa, that you could ride most of the races from bivouac to bivouac.
Ingo, ons moet nou ongelukkig ons NTV kykers groet. Die gaan nou 'n bietjie rugby kyk en ons sal oor 10 minute terug wees vir streaming.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Tot volgende keer. Dankie Ingo.
Sien julle. Bye. Okay.